Hello, my friends. I am so excited to be with you today. I'm going to be sharing with you the 5 things that business owners who make over $20,000 a month never do. Now, I think that these pitfalls are going to be of incredible interest to you because I meet so many entrepreneurs who are making under $20,000 a month who are doing many of these and don't even realize it. Subconsciously, you could be shooting yourself in the foot and not even know it. So, I'm going to go through each of these 5 pitfalls one by one with detailed examples to be able to show you how you can avoid these pitfalls and move from 5,000, 10,000 to $20,000 a month or more with ease and grace in the process. Now, I am Monica Shah. My company is Revenue Breakthrough, and I help women business owners who are coaches, consultants, health providers, and owners of other client based businesses figure out how they can get more clients and double their incomes within 12 to 18 months. And I do that by making sure that you don't fall into some of the pitfalls that I'm going to be talking about today. Now, that $20,000 a month peak is what so many of you ask me about. You say, Monica, how do I get there? What do I need to be doing? And I want to really share with you these 5 elements that business owners don't do and what you could do instead to help you really be able to springboard there in less time. Now, one of my clients, Kimberly, she took one of these tips, and she was able to go from making $15,000 in a year to being able to make $15,000 in her first 3 months of working with me. And then she went on to have her first 6-figure year. So listen up because they actually work. So I'm going to dive in. All right. So 5 things that entrepreneurs who are making over $20,000 a month never do. All right, so let's do number 1. Stay with a client who is mean or negative. Now, here's the thing. I know how hard it can be when you've got a client who's paying you money and they are mean or they're negative, and you're like, I don't want to let go of the money. Or you're doubting yourself and wondering if you are the problem. I get it. Here's the thing. What business owners who are more advanced know, and what I think is so important to understand, is that one negative or mean client can ruin your entire day. Have you ever noticed that? You wake up in the morning and let's say you've got this person scheduled for 2:30 that day. You end up dreading the entire day because of this expectation of what is going to happen with this one client. So, what I really encourage you to do is let go of the mean clients or the negative clients because it's going to change your entire energy and vibration. And when you let go of that heavy weight of that client, it's going to lift your vibration, lift your self-worth, and it's going to allow in clients that are a better match for you. Now, of course, there is always the possibility that you want to talk to that client, figure out if they, why they might be being mean or negative, and work things out with them. And of course, I want you to do that first if that's an option for you. But if you feel like you've done that, or you feel like you can't do that for whatever reason, let the client go. And it's what advanced business owners do all the time is they don't allow drama into their businesses. And in fact, I had one client who she does feng shui consulting, and she had a client that was just constantly pushing her boundaries, asking for more time, asking for things to be cheaper, not showing up on time. And my client was a little bit like worried about drawing a boundary or letting her go because she was friends with this client and she didn't know what it would mean. But as soon as she started drawing boundaries with this client and asking her to show up on time, telling her she couldn't lower her prices, the client became very aggressive with her. And it took her about 2 weeks to finally get the courage to let her go. But then once she did, she felt it was like this opening opened up in her, and she felt so much lighter. And you guys get this, within 2 days, she had a brand new client who was paying her 3 times as much and was significantly nicer and a better aligned fit. In fact, she would say the ideal client. The universe rewards you for drawing boundaries. It really does. And often the mean or negative clients that are coming to your life are just testing your boundaries. So don't be afraid to draw boundaries or let clients go, because often the universe will reward you for them. And often what happens is you don't get those tests anymore. All right. Number two, what advanced business owners who are making over $20,000 a month never do is they never let a program that doesn't fill get them down for long. And here's what I mean. Awesome. Everybody has disappointments. Whether you're a beginning business owner or whether you're making $1 million a year, you're going to have programs that don't fill. It is just par for the course because we're all experimenting and nobody can read the future and know what is going to happen for them. But the difference is that somebody who is a beginning business owner or making under $20,000 may make the mistake of deciding that because they didn't fill a particular group program, they're just not going to do group programs anymore. And they consciously or subconsciously take themselves out of action for 3 weeks, a month, 2 months. And then when they come back in, all of this time has been wasted. And sometimes you don't even realize it. Whereas a more advanced business owner, the 20K plus business owner, gets that shit happens. And instead of giving up on themselves and deciding that they're never going to do that program again, they pause. They might rant or rave. They might have their cry, but then they take a moment and they say, okay, what needs to change? What needs to be different? And how can I make this different? And then they go try again, and they try again immediately that next week, as soon as possible, so that all this time doesn't pass and they can capitalize on the experience that they learned from doing whatever they did that didn't go well. So ask yourself, when is the last time you launched something and it didn't work? And then without consciously or subconsciously, you sat on the sidelines for weeks trying to make yourself feel better instead of moving forward. That, my friends, is getting in your way. The third thing that business owners that make over $20,000 a year never do is try to go it alone when things aren't working. So this connects to the last point. Let's say that you had a program that didn't work. When I know that when I have something like that happen and I can't figure it out by myself, the first thing I do is go hire a business coach. Go hire a business coach to help me look at my program, figure out what's working, figure out what's not working, and figure out how to do it better so that when the next time I launch it, it fills. In fact, I'll never forget when one of my mentors said to me, she literally said out loud, who am I going to help? Who am I going to pay to help me figure this out? And for her, and that's what I learned so strongly from her, was when you can figure something out, you went and you paid someone to get help around it. You didn't just suffer alone. You actually got the support you needed. And I see that over and over again with advanced business owners, is that they pay for the support that they need. In fact, for me, one of my biggest philosophies here is that my time is much more valuable than my money. And here's what I mean by that is I will pay over and over again to learn how to make something work so that I'm not doing it alone and I'm not trying to figure out why it didn't work. My time is very valuable and I will spend my money to get the help that I need to figure out how to make something work. And this, my friends, is a trait of all of the successful business owners that I know. All right. Number 4, business owners who are making over $20,000 a month never do everything themselves. And what I mean here is they're never doing the admin, the logistics activities, spending hours working on technology, spending hours doing Canva themselves. Why? Because at the very root of running a business, the thing that is so important, in fact, most important, is inspiration and motivation. And what will completely kill your inspiration and your motivation is if you're doing all the admin and logistics work, if you're doing all the calendaring of your clients, if you are in Canva trying to do your own graphic design, if you are in your bookkeeping system trying to enter all of your numbers before tax season, it will absolutely, all of that admin, logistics, if you're trying to figure out your own technology, will kill your joy. It'll kill your momentum. And that will be the thing that gets in the way of you channeling that $1 million idea, of you feeling inspired to make that next video or do that next live or do that next business development activity or sales activity that is really going to move your business forward. And that's the thing, is that the reason the business owners aren't doing these things themselves is because they know that if they hire people to do the admin and logistical pieces, it gives them the space to do the business development and sales pieces that they really need to be focusing on to make sure that the business grows. And finally, my friends, what business owners who make over $20,000 never do is complain about being overwhelmed. And here's what I mean. It's not that it's horrible to complain about being overwhelmed, but here's what I want you to understand. The very nature of being overwhelmed means that you've got a lot on your plate. You've got a lot to do. And frankly, as a successful business owner, you want to have a lot on your plate. In fact, it's a bad news. It's a bad sign when you don't have a lot on your plate. So the successful business owner, the one that's making over 20, 30, 40, $100,000 per month, knows that being busy is good. In fact, I wake up every morning and thank my lucky stars that I have a lot to do, because the moment I don't have a lot to do, there's going to be a problem. Now, there's a difference though between being overwhelmed and being busy. So an advanced business owner knows that they are busy and they learn how to prioritize the most important activities and tasks to move their business forward. And that's the difference. An overwhelmed business owner sits in overwhelm, sits in spinning plates, trying to figure out what the spinning plates are and what they look like and how to put them down. Whereas the more advanced business owner says, okay, I'm okay with having lots of spinning plates. I don't have to resist it. My job is to prioritize the plates so that I know what to handle and they're not resisting. All right, so let's go over these one more time in summary. And I guess I should probably say here that it's not that business owners who are making over $20,000 a month never do these things, but they rarely do these things. And these are pitfalls that you can learn to not do early in your business so that you can have more success faster. All right, so let's go over them again here. 5 things entrepreneurs who are making over $20,000 a month never do. Number 1, they never stay with a client who is mean or negative. They let them go so that because they understand that by letting them go, they're raising their vibration. Number 2, they never let a program that doesn't fill get them down for long. They might rant or rave or cry in the moment, but then they keep going. They get up, they get the help they need, and they try it again. Number 3, they don't try to go it alone when things aren't working. So if that program didn't fill, they go and they hire a business coach or a marketing expert to teach them, to show them, to figure out why it didn't work so that they can learn from it and keep moving forward. And number 5, they don't do everything themselves because they know that by doing everything themselves, it's going to take away time and energy from doing sales and marketing activities and business development activities that can move the business forward. So for you, you now have all 5 of these pitfalls that you can avoid in your own business so that you can make the leap from $5,000, $10,000 a month to $20,000, $30,000 a month much faster and much easier in the moment. So if you liked this content, I just want to encourage you to stay with us, to keep watching my videos. So if you liked it, hit the like button. Definitely make sure that you subscribe to the videos and hit the little notification button so that the next time my video comes out, you'll be notified. And here's to you being able to avoid the 5 pitfalls and be able to generate that business at $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 a month plus. Mwah! Take care and have an amazing week.